There's a pledge for a flag and an anthem for our country too. But what we all need is a universal prayer for one love for me and you. Why do we wait for tragedy to unite us? Then we march, take a stand, and cry out for peace to guide us. Why don't we all let love bind us? And then we will all live the way we were meant to be. When did we become a world of only myself, I, and me? Loving our treasures more than allowing man to be free. How did we become so blind? We can't see that together we can all live in peace and harmony. We behave as if we are better than another, as if race, religion, and status makes one grand. But we all have the same plight amongst us. Birth and death are what unites us. We need one song, one prayer, one voice, one love. We need love.
Welcome to the First Lady Show. And here on today, a very special day as we're celebrating the second year anniversary of the First Lady Show. We have with us our very special guest, Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, representing Michigan's 14th District. Welcome.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on your second year. What a blessing, and I wish you many, many more.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and God bless you.
If I could just bring up women right now and what's happening with women. I went through Leadership Detroit, and one of the assignments in Leadership Detroit, they dropped us off at a daycare center and told us to find our way to the next place. So it was a bus or it was a cab. And so what we were doing was living a day in a single mother who had to depend on public transportation. So I understand she had to get to this child care center. So already we were one step ahead of her. So I ended up calling a cab, which was expensive. And when I got in that cab, it was so nasty, I didn't want to put my feet on the floor. And then some of the other ones tried to catch a bus, which would have made them, they were late, by no fault of their own. But when you talk about walking in the shoes, and then, you got to get off work, come back, pick up your baby, then get, on another form of transportation, get home. My goodness, she's exhausted.
And then she had to pay, she had to pay more than a third plus of her salary for daycare.
Yes,
that's the child care. So that child care act, child tax credit, is so important to so many families.
And I just wanted to use as a segue that we know that the child care in America that we have, we are talking about the child tax credit. It will cut child poverty in half. So let's remember something. If the mother is poor, the child is poor. And the cost of taking care of a child, and so many things. It's just like we talk about the digital divide while these children were at home and they said, go home and learn online. Now, if I'm working, having to pay to get back and forth to work, put my child in daycare, feed them, pay for the rent, pay for food, you're not having cable in your house. You just can't afford it. And it's not a necessity, right?
Right.
So we had to deal with that when a woman, head of household, mother of children, is in poverty, those children are suffering. And so in the Michigan 14th District, just in mind, there's nearly 41,000 households covering over 88% of all the children in my district.
Wow.
And each child that they have in the district will get $300 from July to December. And then the expanded improved child tax credit lifts almost 11,000 children in my district out of poverty,
Wow.
including 4,000 of those children are under the age of 6.
Hmm.
And so some people saying you just giving too much. You shouldn't give that much. But you know what? We made a decision in America that our senior citizens will not be forced into poverty when they reach the age they can't work. That's why we have Social Security. That's why we created Medicaid. Is so that Medicare, so that these elders, when they reach it, they'll have some quality of life. That's why we created WIC. We said our children will not be starving to death
Amen.
because their parents are poor.
Yeah.
And so it's just our values.
Hmm.
If I could get people to understand when they hear us talking about this Build Back Better and how we're going to, give free early childhood development, it's because we know that when a child is brought into the educational system early, while they're forming their brain and their thought processes, that it makes that child competitive beyond the barriers of poverty and everything else. It makes them competitive with other children. And most countries recognize the sooner you start your children learning, the more successful they'll be. And we are going to, we invested in the affordable care market to make sure that we lower health costs so that everyone have access to medical health. And we also understand that child care issue. So
Amen.
the Child Care and Development Block Grant for child care workers. Now, there's so much I want to talk to you about.
Yes. Yes.
But in America, we say our most precious things to us are our seniors and our children.
Yes.
My mama and daddy, that I'll fight a brick for them. I love them. I'm gonna take care of them.
Yes.
My children, I will give them every ounce
Yes.
of resources to make sure they have opportunities. But the people who care for them, we disrespect them every day.
Yes.
They give them the lowest wages. They're not certified. They just walk in off the street. If you live in Bremen here, go take care of these kids or take care of these seniors. We need to step it up and raise the pay of these people taking care of one of our most precious commodities in this country. And we need to make sure that child care in America is affordable, that we make sure that we are providing their early childhood development, and that we live up to the values that we say who we are as this country.
Amen. And so it's so important, as you stated, that it is made affordable and accessible to everyone, because that's what happens a lot of times. I mean, some women can't work because they can't afford daycare.
Exactly.
300, 150, 200 or more dollars per week for daycare, depending on the age of your child. And that's it. That's not acceptable to have those type of costs involved with childcare. And like you said, making it affordable, well, I think will mean that there should be grants involved to these particular institutions or daycare people, so that they won't have to charge those ridiculous prices, so that there could be something to help with that, so that, as you state, they can pay the workers more. You can afford to pay the workers more, and the child can receive better care, because, like you say, they're going to be licensed, not just the facility, but those that work in those facilities just like you have. I mean, you even give a license to hairdressers and others.
Exactly.
You don't give a license to someone taking care of our children. Teachers have to have a license.
Exactly.
Certification.
When you go into a hospital, everyone that touch you has to have a medical certification or license that we know they're trained. But we put in our nursing home, where we know we have some of the highest level of health risks and vulnerabilities, and you just take a person off the street and pay them the lowest wages possible. It's something wrong with this picture, and it doesn't reflect who we are as a country.
Exactly, and the same with daycare. Exactly. You don't even do the clearances like you should, just like
Mm,
you would for school or any other education.
yes.
Provide those certifications so that you can then give them higher wages. They've earned it.
So,
I love
First
that.
Lady, I am going to
Yes.
have to transition to my next commitment. I
Yes.
just want to know what an honor it is and how much I enjoy speaking to you. Last time we talked, we were in the middle of the pandemic and just asking God's grace. Uh,
Amen.
we need to take a moment to think about those who did not make it through, but to
Amen.
thank God for His grace for allowing us to be together here. And it's obvious we have work to do.
Yes.
And you bringing us together and
Yes.
providing this is part of the work. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
And thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, again here
Thank
on
you.
the First Lady Show. We love you and we thank you for coming
Thank you.
back
Thank you.
again. And may God continue to just walk
Thank
with
you.
you and just help you to shine that bright light on the hill in Washington, D.C., and also in the state of Michigan. We love you and
Yes.
we
We
thank
love you.
God for you.
Love
Thank
you.
you so much. Be blessed. Talk to you
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Anytime.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.